Oregon cheese fans. My name is Katie Bray. I'm the director of the Oregon Cheese Guild, and I'm sitting here today with Chelsea Lowry, who is the head cheesemonger at Zupan's.
Happy to be here.
And this is our 5th year doing an Oregon Cheese for the Holidays tasting kit. Thank you so much for joining us. This is an excellent way not only to support our local cheesemakers, but also a good chance for many of you to try things that you might not be able to find in your local grocery stores. So we wanted to get started today with giving you a few tips and pointers for how to get started for your tasting tonight. I'd like to say welcome to everyone from joining from all around the state, and we would love to know where you're tuning in from. So drop a comment in the comments underneath the video and let us know who you're with and where you're tuning in from. Some pointers on the website, on thewedgeportland.com. You can find the tasting notes under the tasting notes tab, and that'll give you the tasting order and all of the cheeses that we're going to be tasting tonight, as well as some ideas for things you might want to pair with them. And we're going to be asking Chelsea a lot more about those.
I have an awful lot of suggestions.
So first off, Chelsea, can you let us know, how would you approach a tasting if you're sitting down? How would you get ready for doing that?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm going to give you 2 totally contradictory pieces of advice. So first of all, I think it's really important that you just do whatever makes you happy, especially when it comes to specialty food and gourmet food, or honestly, like things we should be enjoying every day, but we don't. It's really easy just to get caught up in it and to think like, oh, am I doing this wrong? Or is someone going to judge me? Or do I have the wrong wine in my hand? Just knock it off. I'm giving you like a verbal permission slip right now. Like, just do whatever makes you happy. So make your ancestors proud, grab whatever you want, enjoy the bounty before you, and just don't stress it. Now, that being said, if you do want to do the whole nerdy cheesemonger thing, you can definitely put out a fight, and there are some general guidelines for that. So in general, you want to start with anything that's like very fresh and clean and delicate. So with this kit, you're probably going to want to start with your brie, then move on to all of your unadulterated cheeses, so your cheddars, anything that doesn't have any inclusions or flavors going on. Then anything that's got a fun flavor. So definitely start with the delicate ones like the La Mariposa, maybe your curds, and then move on to your more aged cheeses with inclusions. And then the blue is kind of a wild card. In this case, I would put it at the end, but again, follow your heart, whatever makes you happy.
And kind of along those lines, we have groups of people anywhere from one person by yourself at home to groups of 15 family members who've been doing this tasting with us for years. So what would you recommend for a smaller group of people who don't want to open all 10 cheeses tonight? Which ones do you absolutely want to open first?
Well, first of all, follow your heart, because I feel like cheese will often speak to you, even if you don't think that's what's happening. So grab whatever makes you happiest, just whatever you haven't had before or whatever you're excited about. In terms of making sure that you get to enjoy everything, I would probably start with the really fresh ones first. So definitely that La Mariposa, then move on to your cheese curds. Also anything that you might have hand wrapped, or maybe something that you just were tempted to open early, definitely start there. That's been exposed to light and oxygen, and those are the 2 enemies of cheese. And anything that is in a nice cryovac. I know that we kind of have this anti-plastic sentiment when it comes to packaging, which we shouldn't, because again, this is keeping out the 2 enemies, light and oxygen. So these can actually last quite a long time. So if you need to leave something behind, for after New Year's or anything, these will stay in the fridge pretty darn well.
And most of these are packaged to be able to stay in the fridge unopened for several months.
Lucky ducks. I don't think my cheese will last that long.
For other reasons.
Yes, exactly.
Also wanted to, before we got started, thank the sponsors. So especially Tillamook, which has donated the totes that these cheese kits came in, and the really cute tea towels that came with them, as well as their cheeses that they've included in the kits, including the super, super special 2014 aged cheddar that just won Best Cheddar in the World. You guys are so lucky to get those.
Even I can't get my hands on that one. So yeah, very exciting.
So pull out your cheese, get your pairings, and get some beverages ready, and we'll join you after the next few videos.
Once your cheese is at room temperature.
Welcome to Face Rock Creamery, where tradition meets flavor, and every bite is a part of the story. For over 13 years, Face Rock Creamery has been dedicated to bringing you the finest hand-cheddared artisan cheese made with the freshest milk from coastal farms right here in our local community. At the heart of our cheese is the milk we source directly from local farms. The cows are treated with the utmost care, grazing in lush coastal pastures to produce the highest quality of milk. Here at Face Rock Creamery, we believe in transparency. Our farm-to-table process ensures that only the freshest, purest milk makes its way into every vat of cheese we create. Once our milk's harvested, it's carefully processed at our state-of-the-art creamery. We use traditional methods passed down through generations combined with modern techniques to ensure each wheel of cheese meets our highest standards. From cheddar to fromage, each cheese is carefully crafted, aged to perfection, and ready to deliver a rich, creamy taste you can only find here. At Face Rock Creamery, we're not just about making cheese. We're about creating experiences. That's why we love sharing recipes that bring our cheese to life in your kitchen and to your table. Whether you're creating a decadent grilled cheese sandwich at home or enjoying a gourmet cheese platter at one of our local delis, Face Rock cheeses are the perfect addition to any occasion. At our local delis, you can experience even more creative dishes that highlight the uniqueness of our cheese, from gourmet mac and cheese to delicious cheese platters. If you're looking to share a little taste of Face Rock Creamery, our curated gift boxes are a great way to do it. Each box features a selection of our finest cheeses, perfect for enjoying on your own or giving to someone special. Whether it's for a holiday, a birthday, or just because, it's a simple way to experience a variety of our signature cheeses, all packed into one convenient box. From the farms to your table, Face Rock Creamery is proud to offer you cheese that's as rich in flavor as it is in history. Visit us today at facerockcreamery.com to explore our range of products online and taste the tradition for yourself. Thank you for your loyalty and being part of our journey at Face Rock Creamery.
So you're going to need something to drink to wash down all of that cheese deliciousness. And if you've tuned in the past, you know that I am partial to bubbles or rosé. I find that the acidity, especially from an Oregon version of either of these, and the bubbles in the bubbles just cut through that creaminess and provide a beautiful balance, a bright balance with their lovely acidity. There's also some other examples of Oregon wines that go great with cheese. We've got a couple of different brands who've been at the Wedge in the past with their Pinot Noirs or Pinot Gris. Chelsea, what do you think about Oregon wine pairings with cheese?
Well, I'm a big believer in terroir. I know there's only a little bit of science and it's a lot of poetry, but I find that the poetry always delivers. So Oregon wine, Oregon cheese all the way. And I really do mean that. For instance, Pinot Noirs, I'm always usually a little hesitant to pair with cheese in general, just because they can be kind of high tannins, have a little bit of minerality on the finish. But the reality is that the best pairing is one that you like. So even if you're doing a pairing that isn't, supposedly the go-to advice, if you like the wine you're drinking to begin with, if you enjoy the cheese to begin with, that's the real pairing at the end of the day.
And I love a Pinot Noir with some of the firmer aged cheeses like the Alpine cheese or the aged cheddar from Tillamook. I think that's going to pair really nicely with an Oregon Red if that's what you're into. If you're not into the wine category, are there some other things that you find go well with a wide array of cheeses like the ones we've got?
Oh my goodness, absolutely. In fact, as much as I love wine, it can actually be some of the trickiest beverages to pair with cheese if you're just trying to get things spot on. Things like sake and cider or beer tend to be a little bit more forgiving, just a little bit more open to all of the cheeses on the cheese plate. So sake does not get enough credit in the cheese world. Hoping to change that. And this one is local. This one I believe is out of Troutdale. And this is Junmai style. So this particular style of sake is generally very crisp and clean on the finish, even though it's very full-bodied and very interesting to begin with. But that allows us to be a really nice palate cleanser. Cider, of course, you really can't go wrong, because of course it's apples. And apples and cheese is, the original food marriage. Wildcraft out of Eugene does a particularly good job. Everything they make is very complex, very robust. You can appreciate all the nuances of this just as much as you would with a bottle of wine. And then this is just fun, and I admit I normally wouldn't recommend this, except that you guys are Oregonians, or at least appreciative of Oregon terroir. The reason I'm hesitant to suggest this is a hop bomb. So this is a big, bold IPA. It is a collaboration between Zucans and Gigantic. So Bit of an exclusive. Definitely want to come see us because it's going to be gone really soon. Also, it's got this really fun 90s thing going on.
So cute.
Yeah, I want one of these in my stocking. So just a little hint there. Also, you do not actually have to drink alcohol to enjoy it. You do not have to imbibe. There are plenty of NA options out there. All you need is a really cute glass. So for instance, Brew Doctor is a great bet. This is a local kombucha. I really like these guys because it's a little bit less acidic, a little bit less vinegary, a little less sugary. Still got a big full body flavor to it. The ones that are a little more herb focused, I tend to give kind of a mocktail vibe. So, you know, add a glass, add some garnish, you're good to go. Next up, these are really fun. This is Portland syrups. So what's fun about these is you can make your beverages very family friendly. So for the kiddos, you can make them a little sweet. For the grown-ups, you can give much more of a mocktail vibe to it. It just basically makes your good old-fashioned club soda very customizable.
They've been at the Wedge before too with all of their different flavors.
Oh, thank you guys. Honestly, anyone supporting Oregon cheese, like from the bottom of my heart, as your cheesemonger, I really appreciate it. I know it's a bit of a wild card. Tea, not the most common beverage pairing for cheese, which is too bad. I find that as long as you're getting more of the gentler teas, so your white tea, your green tea, you're skipping the big tannic black teas, are actually remarkably delicious with cheese, especially if you're enjoying it warm after, you know, if you're doing like a cheese course after dinner, or if you serve them chilled, that's going to kind of take the edge off of them.
Okay.
It's just going to make a bit more of like a clean, kind of like an NA kind of sparkling-ish beverage, which does really, really well with cheese. So do not be shy.
Drop in the comments what you're drinking with your chases tonight. We would love to hear about it.
Yes.
Cheers.
Hi, I'm Laura Gish, and I oversee the specialty cheese business for Tillamook. This year, I'm pleased to share with you the offerings for the Oregon Cheese for the Holiday kits. This year, we're featuring the Tillamook Farmers Collection English Style Sweet Cheddar and our 2014 Maker's Reserve Extra Sharp Cheddar. Let's start with the English Style Sweet Cheddar. What you'll notice about this cheese is it has a slightly sweet flavor with a nutty finish, very velvety texture. It's quite delicious. And I learned recently that it pairs nicely with cocoa. So I have it paired here with a cocoa biscuit and a little dollop of cherry preserves. It's really delicious. And this is our 2014 Maker's Reserve Extra Sharp White Cheddar. I'm especially pleased to share this with you this year because we recently won the Trophy Award at the World Cheese Awards. And that means that it is considered the best cheddar in the world. And I'm really excited to share it with you. What you'll notice about this cheddar is that it has a really nice flaky texture, and it has those really delicious tyrosine crystals, or like a little burst of flavor. I'm a bit of a purist when it comes to this cheddar. You'll notice that it has a really bright flavor with notes of caramel, brown butter, and custard. And so I like to enjoy it on a sea salt cracker. But it also pairs really nicely with rosemary. So you might try it paired with a rosemary cracker or some rosemary Marcona almonds. It's also delicious with a little bit of spiced berry jam. It's a really indulgent cheddar, so it's perfect to share with family and friends for the holidays. We at Tillamook want to wish you all a very happy holiday season. Thank you so much.
Hello, Oregon cheese lovers from Helvetia Creamery, which is also the state of Oregon's smallest grade A licensed dairy. And you see in the whole team here, our small herd of brown Swiss cattle, which has been traditionally raised on our farm for over 100 years. They make wonderful Alpine Swiss cheese, which we're putting in this year's Oregon cheese kit. And thank you for supporting Oregon cheese. I'll introduce you to the Helvetia Creamery team here. That we've got Buster here. He's a steer, so he's not helping out with the cheese making. And then we've got Quitta, who'll be having a calf early next year. And the next one here is Bira. Bira is also one of our younger cows. And then Shotzi will be having a calf next month. And then ringing the bell here is a granddam of our herd. Addie, who's 15 years old, recently retired. She keeps the whole team in line here. She has a bit of an attitude. And then last but not least is Gretel here. And that's the whole team making up the smallest dairy herd or licensed grade A dairy herd in Oregon. Hey, good morning everybody. I'm here packaging up and slicing the cheeses for the Oregon Cheese Holiday Kits. This is our packaging area. Alright, so you can see our wedges that we're getting packaged for the Oregon Holiday Cheese Kits. And if we're lucky, our expert entrepreneur for Helvetia Creamery is on duty. We'll take a look. Oh, look, there's Emma. This is our entrepreneur. Tell us, Emma, what are you doing there?
So I'm washing the little baby cheeses, which is part of the aging process for Alpine Swiss cheese. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from Helvetia Creamery.
All right, thanks, Emma.
Yes.
So Chelsea, you know everything about cheese in general, but what I believe your true forte is discovering amazing pairings of the cheeses that come in the kit with all kinds of delicious things.
Okay, I will agree with you. I am a career cheesemonger, but I also very much believe in following your instincts when it comes to cheese pairings. I don't think there's any one rule or any one style you have to stick with. So I do have quite a few pairings to show you today. And I don't know about you, but 2024 has been a tough year and has been quite demanding. So right now I'm all about elevated but easy.
Elevated but easy. I love it. And this looks so beautiful. Look at the festive colors.
So what I love about this, that we're actually starting with the most work, if you can believe that here. So these are Bloody Mary skewers. So I'm sure you've spent some time on the Portland restaurant scene and have been slightly flabbergasted, if not impressed with just how much food they can fit on what is supposed to be a garnish. And it's just a great way to just kind of take a grazing board to the next level. So we have got some skewers going on. We just cubed up some of our favorite fun cheeses. We've got the mixed milk face-to-face from Face Rock. This is a treasure. Yuma Pine has my heart. They're like a true mom and pop creamery. And the pickled pink onion. So anyway, super fun on the skewer. And then of course, cheese curds. Can't go wrong. Also, you should definitely go visit them.
Cheese curds.
Yeah, the Celebrities are like one of my favorites. Anyway, before I just fangirl these cheeses too hard, this is just literally as simple as putting things on a skewer. And it's also a really, really fun family-friendly activity. You know, little hands, you know, doing collaborative work. Also, how often do you get to let your littlest kids play with sharp sticks? So this is like just making this as a fun family memory in and of itself. You can just get, you know, real creative. If you don't want to go to the store, grab whatever makes you happy. You can grab olives out of the pantry.
Cherry tomatoes.
Yeah, anything fresh. You can also give this more of a sweet vibe if you just want to do like cheddar contrasted with some like fresh berries or something. So go to town.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love the idea too of the pickled pink onion, which has a pickled onion in it, and then layering that with a pickled item to kind of bounce those flavors.
I mean, you can't have too many pickles, at least in my opinion. Maybe somebody can stop me, but not today.
Gorgeous. What have we next?
Yes, absolutely. So baked brie, I find people tend to overcomplicate. Because there's always a recipe, right? And you don't need a recipe. So just grab your brie, put it in whatever crock you have, and put it in an oven low and slow. So we're talking like 300, and it's going to really depend on your crockery. It might take 10 minutes, it might take 20. The goal is just to check on it every few minutes. You don't want it to boil. And then right when you think that it's like nice and ooey gooey, just put your beautiful spiced Marionberry jam from Mount Hope on here. Laura does such a good job of using really ripe fruit and not having to add a lot of sugar, so you don't have to use quite as much as you might think of a different jam. And then just put that on the brie, let it sit in the oven for just like 1 more minute to get it warm, and then just serve it up. So you don't have to bother with puff pastry. You don't have to pretend like you went to culinary school. Literally just like brie in the oven. That's all it takes.
Jam 1 minute before you take it up.
Yeah, roughly. You don't want it to boil.
Kind of warm it up a little bit too.
Yeah, exactly.
And then just fresh, beautiful bread or little toasts brushed with a little olive oil maybe, or...
If you want to go that much effort, I just cheated. I went with focaccia and some zucchini crostini. So honestly, you can make toast points if you want to. Like, don't make things hard on yourself.
Oh, that sounds so good. I want some right now. What's this gorgeous thing?
Ooh, so this is honestly just an example of how you can make things look fancy without actually putting any effort into it, without like assembling anything really or putting anything in the oven. Especially when you start with good ingredients, the ingredients can do the work for you, so you don't have to be spending your time. So we're starting with the Rogue Gorgonzola. You guys are lucky to have this. This has been off the market for a few years, as you know, so we're all very lucky to have it back. It's very flavorful, but has kind of Wait, really?
Well, I don't know about that, but yes,
well,
we'll say yes.
We're all still very lucky to have it. Anyway, what I love is it's full body, but it has not too much of an assertive finish to it, and I like to give it a bit of an Oregon flair, even though Effie's are out of state. We're just going to give them a little bit of extra credit.
Because it's hazelnuts.
It's hazelnuts. I almost teared up when I tried these for the first time. It's just pure nostalgia. They're not too sweet. They're not too savory. They're a perfect biscuit. Just top it off with a little bit of blue cheese. If you want to elevate it, you can put some local Willamette Valley honeycomb on the board. Honestly, you could also keep it local and top it with smoked salmon if you want to. So,
fascinating.
Blue cheese, hazelnuts, and then honestly, whatever makes you happy, or just whatever's sitting in your pantry.
You can go with the savory or the savory sweet.
Yes, I will always go sweet, but yes, you can go to town with this. You can
So,
put it
Chelsea,
all
if I
on
were
top,
putting
it'd be good.
honey on that, I would drizzle the honey on top of the blue cheese. But if you're doing the honeycomb, can you tell me how exactly you would do it? Like, do you slice a little piece of the honeycomb off and then put that on first and then the cheese, or?
Yeah, so I'm going to sound like a broken record, which is really whatever makes you happy.
I don't know how to do honeycomb.
You bet. There's no wrong way to do it. So that's the beauty of honeycomb. So I think it just looks really stunning to set it on a board and just put like a little salt spoon or a little caviar spoon next to it, and people can scoop it on themselves. That way you're not making any assumptions. You can also portion it out. Again, it's like 1/8 of a teaspoon. So the salt spoon is all you need. The honeycomb itself is totally edible. It's just wax. If you don't enjoy it, you can take a big spoon and just gently press the honey out. And it's still worth it because the honeycomb is so floral. It's going to give it much more of like a fragrant note than if you had a pre-extracted honey.
Okay, I knew you were the right person to ask that question.
Always happy to nerd out on food. And then I was watching White Christmas the other night, and I was reminded of
That's my favorite.
Really?
Oh, I love it. Yes.
Do you remember when they were getting a midnight snack and they were talking about finding a smorgasbord?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's all I wanted after I watched that movie. I know it's like a little throwaway line. So we started with the store rye. This is a really, really gorgeous rye bread.
It's beautiful.
Oops. This one is really lovely. I won't talk you out of it.
That's right.
This particular one has a little bit of fruit nut going on. I love it. Adds a little bit of sweetness because, you know, I got a sweet tooth.
Also feels like the holidays.
In my opinion. But you can also just go with like a good old-fashioned rye. And then we just set out some pickles. You can put out some mustard. And then cut up your Helvetia Alpine cheese. So they are I mean, you know this. I don't know why I'm saying this. I'm telling you this. They're a Century Farm. So by getting this kit, you've basically made sure that there's another generation to keep that Century Farm alive. And their cheese is delicious. So
they're so wonderful, and it's truly family run.
Yeah, I think it's a father-son team, right?
Right now it is. Yeah.
So yeah, rye bread, pickles, that's all you need. And maybe turn on White Christmas if that's your thing.
Yes. Thank you for these pairing ideas. I am ready to start eating them right now.
Hi, I'm Alejandro.
And I'm Paulo.
And we're the face of my dad's cheese company, La Mariposa.
We make it up in Salem with La Ochoa's Quesaria.
We make a variety of cheeses, including a French-style cream cheese called Petite Suisse, with chives and garlic.
You can spread it on just about anything, crackers, vegetables, but I like it mostly on carrots.
We hope that you enjoy La Mariposa this holiday season and share it with your family and friends.
Welcome to TMK Creamery. Well, we're a family-owned and operated dairy farm located right outside of Canby. Inside our retail here, I have a video of our garlic dill cheddar curds that you all have selected to put in the baskets this year. We appreciate that. Our garlic dill curds have a hint of garlic in them with lightly sprinkled with dill. Gives them that nice festive color. They're great on cheese platters, just to eat as a snack, and of course deep fried. Over here we have our processing room where we make those delicious garlic dill curds. Now I will introduce you to the lovely ladies that make that wonderful milk that produces the garlic dill cheddar curds. And here we have them. Very happy cows. They all have names. This is Olivia. That's TMK, of course. One of our superstars. So this little gem is named Annabelle. Annabelle is a Jersey heifer, and she will in the future also help process that milk into those delicious garlic dill curds.
Hello fellow cheese-loving friends. Today we are making botanero. You can see we add salt, cilantro, then jalapenos. Mix it all up and then add to the molds. Botanero is great for any occasion. Fun fact, it also means snack. It's very crumbly to serve with chips. Many customers love to melt it in with their egg scrambles, or even bake with it. You'll see here some of our favorite ways to enjoy is make nachos, quesadillas, and stuffed peppers. Francisco wanted to make this cheese to put smiles on families, faces that really missed this taste from back home. Many failed to find this cheese here in the United States, but not anymore. Now you can find Don Froilan Botanero anywhere, and contrary to many fears, don't worry, it's much more flavor than spice. Even kids love this cheese.
What is it?
It's Queso Botanero.
Hey y'all, Trish Glose here from Southern Oregon. I'm a journalist, podcaster, food nerd, and cheese lover. So we're in good company. I love when the cheese kits come out because I not only get to try some of my old favorites, but there's always something in there that's new and exciting I get to experiment with. And then I love taking some of this cheese and creating a recipe. And I want to share this with you. I'm making this creamy, cheesy, little spicy chicken pizza. And I'm highlighting Don Froilan's Queso Botanero. It's infused with cilantro and jalapeno. I mean, you can even see little bits of jalapeno right there. I'm also using Don Froilan's Queso Oaxaca because I always have it on hand and it's just so perfect for a pizza. Let's get started. First things first, let's talk about the dough. I make this really easy on myself. I go to my favorite pizza joint and ask for a dough ball, bring it home, stretch it out into whatever shape it's gonna be in, and then I throw it into a preheated oven. I've got a pizza stone in there that's nice and hot. I just find that par baking it for a couple of minutes, it's way easier to construct your pie. Just watch out for air bubbles. Dough's out of the oven, it's perfectly par baked. Little drizzle of olive oil goes right on top. This is to keep it nice and moist. I know not everybody's a fan of that word, but I like it. And then right on top, a decadent, luxurious, garlicky, lime-infused cream sauce goes right on top. Let me show you how I made this. Saute some diced shallot in butter and olive oil just until soft and translucent. Add in some minced garlic, zest of 1 lime, and then deglaze the pan with a good healthy splash of white wine and then the juice of that lime that you zested. Let this cook for just about 30 seconds or so before you add in lots of heavy cream, salt and pepper, and just simmer until it's nice and creamy. So your cream sauce goes on, pushed to the very edge. And now to add to the creaminess, a nice healthy sprinkling of queso Oaxaca. This is really gonna meld to that cream sauce and they're gonna combine as one. It's perfection. On top of this, some roasted chicken. I just took this, roasted it in the oven with a little salt and pepper, cayenne and cumin, and then shredded it up. But if you wanna make this easy and do rotisserie, by all means. And because we're not dummies, more queso Oaxaca, please. Right on top. And now, the star of the show, the queso botanero that's just bright and creamy and delicious with jalapeno and cilantro. That's also gonna go right on top. Don't miss any part of this pizza. Ooh, a jalapeno. Oh. Yes. Thank you, Don Froylan. This is lovely. Okay, I'm gonna attempt to put this in my oven on that pizza stone. You wanna bake it until everything is melted and bubbly and delicious. And while you wait, have a cheese snack. Yum. Pizza's out. It's gonna get a little garnish of green onion and cilantro, which is really just gonna bring out all of those flavors that are already in this pizza. Time to slice it up. And I already see my piece. Here's my piece. I wanna take a bite. Wow. Okay, yum. This is everything I wanted it to be, and so much more. It's creamy, little spicy, juicy, but it's also bright. I think it's from that lime that was in the cream sauce. And the cheeses too. You know, Don Froylan, their cheeses are decadent and creamy, but they're not heavy. I'm pairing mine with a Rogue Valley Riesling. This is a dry Riesling from Forest. But I'm a big believer. You drink what you want with the foods you love. You do you. Mark your calendars, everyone, for the Oregon Cheese Festival, April 26th and 27th. I know I'm very excited for the festival. If you want to make this, I would love to see it. Tag me on Instagram. You can just follow me at Trish Close. You can also check out my podcast. It's a food and wine-based podcast, Hungry for More, an Epicurean's Dilemma. I've also launched a new show, Hungry for More, the show. You can find it all on my YouTube channel, Hungry for More with Trish Close. Enjoy, everyone. Cheers.
Hi, I'm Audrey, the ambassador of Moo for Rogue Creamery. Today we are at our cheese shop with all of our lovely blue cheeses, our cool little cheesemongers they're hiding. And we're talking today about Gorgonzola. This is a very special cheese that we're including in the winter wedge kit. Do you know about Rogue Creamery? So we are in Southern Oregon. We're based in Central Point. We've been here since 1933 making amazing handmade cheeses, and we were one of the first companies to ever make blue cheese in the United States. The first on the West Coast, actually. And we used to be owned by this Italian family, the Vella family, and they brought in all of these wonderful Italian traditions. We used to make all kinds of Italian cheeses, and now we still have Gorgonzola, our take on Gorgonzola. Gorgonzola can be used in all kinds of recipes. You can also just put it on a cheese board. That's what I like to do with it. I love to pair it with like a sweet marmalade or maybe a sour cherry spread. It goes really great with all kinds of biscuits. Of course, with your charcuterie, your prosciutto, your mortadella. This is really wonderful in a pasta. You can mix a little bit into mashed potatoes and add a little zing. Really wonderful cheese and creamy, approachable, kind of fruity, not too blue, very much in the Gorgonzola style. Now we're gonna go over into our make side and see how this cheese is made and aged. Come on! We'll see the Gorgonzola getting made. Cheesemaker. Other cheesemaker. It's happening. The magic is happening. The curds are forming. We're getting the whey out, and soon this will become Gorgonzola. Let's go this way and look at the cake. Okay, let's roll the cheese. We also want to thank you so much for supporting the Oregon Cheese Guild and all of the amazing Oregon cheesemakers.
Hi, I'm Laura from Mount Hope Farms, and my husband Mike and I are fifth-generation Oregon farmers here in the beautiful Willamette Valley. We're so excited to be part of the Oregon cheese tasting kits for the holidays this year with our spiced Marionberry fruit spread. We specialize in growing unique fruit and berry crops that we either sell fresh to market or that we use to make our line of preserved foods, namely our low organic sugar fruit spreads. Each jar is really special to us. It's a recipe that we created. They're all made by hand stirred, hand canned, and everything is sourced or grown by us. The only ingredients we use are fresh Oregon fruit, organic sugar, a squeeze of organic lemon juice, and sometimes some local spices like you'll find in our spiced Marionberry. We love pairing our fruit spreads with cheese, and this one in particular goes really well with brie and with aged cheddar. It also goes great shaken up and muddled into cocktails and mocktails. We're so excited to share our farm this way with you, and we're so excited to be part of the Cheese Kits. Thank you for having us. Thank you for supporting small businesses and small farmers. It means the world to us. So enjoy and happy holidays.
I would just like to say thank you again to another great year, and yeah, it was just a really good one. We just met a lot of wonderful people. So before I told you that your consumer dollars get to go to a lot of places, so this year McLaughlin High School in Milton Freewater was able to send their FFA chapter back to National Convention. That was an amazing experience for them. And hopefully the library is getting some new things, as well as our band just went to a concert and they apparently need some new drums. So anyway, that's where a lot of that is going. So I just want to tell you about pickled pink onion cheese. This is the one we selected for this year, and I like to use products from people that I know. And this pickled pink onion comes from a small family operation in Eugene called Pink Wagon Foods. We met them several years ago at the Cheese Fest. We were in kind of the same group, and it makes a great cheese. I usually do it in a Gouda style. This time, due to kind of time constraints, it is actually in a pasteurized cheese, which is Jag. It's had a little bit of time to age, so it will have a little bit of sharpness. It is a very nice cheese, gives a good flavor, especially when you heat it up. I like it on eggs. Definitely a grilled cheese sandwich is a really, really good place for that to go. And anyway, it's been a popular one for us. It's just always fun to try new things. So thank you to the people from Pink Wagon Foods for sharing their expertise on onions. And pickled pink onion, it is kind of just even a fun name. So I hope you have a great holiday. Here at the dairy, we're just doing what we can, and here in the creamery, as you can see, I've got cheese back there in the press now, so we might look a little bit soggy right now because it's pretty warm in here. So anyway, have a great year. Thank you for supporting the Cheese Guild and your cheesemaker in whatever town you come from. So once again, thank you, and the best of holidays from Yuma Pine Creamery.
If you made it with us this far, congratulations. Thank you for joining us. I wanted to talk a little bit about this space that we're in. This beautiful wine cellar is here at Zupan's Burnside. How might people be able to experience this space for themselves?
Yes, we are so lucky to have such a gorgeous set today. So thank you to Zupan's for letting us play down here. So this is our wine cellar here at Burnside. There's also another beautiful one at our Lake Oswego location.
Okay.
So you can rent these out if you have a corporate luncheon, if you need to dress to impress, if you want to like throw your parents a retirement party, or have a graduation party down here, you can do that.
How many does it seat?
I haven't the slightest idea.
Maybe about 16, 20, something like that.
I can tell you that the person who runs the cellar can make anything happen. I mean, she can even put floral arches up. So.
And speaking of, do you also do some classes down here as well?
Yes. In fact, I really encourage you to sign up for the Zupan's newsletter. I know that sounds like a plug, but seriously, there's all sorts of classes, whether you just want like a beer 101 tasting, if you want to learn more about specific wines. There's also some really fun design and wine classes where you can do like floral arrangements and you get led through a whole class and you get a charcuterie board and a glass of wine.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
I'm signing up for that.
So yeah, if you need less presence and more experiences, the classes are a great way to go.
And other things that you can do here at the Zupan's Burnside location are come and visit Chelsea.
Aw,
So
please do.
If you love some of these cheeses, you can find most of the cheeses that are in your kit here at Zupan's, and they have an amazing selection of Oregon cheese as well. So come see you. Do people need to know anything before they talk to their cheesemonger?
Oh my gosh, no. Just be prepared that we're kind of like a golden retriever when it comes to cheese. Like, we will just get excited and talk as long as you let us. So the only preparation you need is mental preparation to talk to. Total
Know what you
cheese talk.
like, and she will help you find more of it.
And even if you don't, we tend to do tastings on Fridays and Saturdays, you know, and give people days off sometimes. But if you have no idea what it is you're in for, come visit us on the weekends and we'll talk you through a flight and find some new favorites.
That's great. And speaking of mailing lists, if you want to know what the Oregon Cheese Guild is up to, go to thewedgeportland.com where you had your tasting notes. Be sure to sign up for the mailing list there, and then you will be the first to know about all of the other events that we do. So we have the Oregon Cheese Festival in Central Point in April, and we have the Wedge that happens here in Portland in September. Hope to see you at those in-person events as well. And we would love to see your photos. So take a snapshot of what you've got going on there while you're tasting, your boards that you've put together, your family that you're sharing this moment with, and post it to the Oregon Cheese Guild Facebook page or Instagram at Oregon Cheese.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks to another year. Happy New Year.
And
Happy
to you.
holidays. Thank you so much.